Nice.
Yeah, so that that means that we're live.
Oh.
Well,
we're live on we're live on the podcast.
Yeah, so here we go.
Hi podcast.
Hi podcast.
Hi
I
podcast.
Can't see you yet, but I'm on my way. There it is.
Did it show up?
Are we live on the YouTube?
Are we live on the YouTube?
We're live on, yeah.
Go to the YouTubes.
Mine's really slow. Is there Wi-Fi here?
Yeah, I think they do.
RPB, yes.
Doing this.
Hey.
What's up, YouTube? Robert Pena, BL, Raider Jeff. Oh, so insane. Hooligan Nation. Testing this thing on.
Can you hear us? It looks like all the audio's coming through. Let us know there, chat room, if you can't hear us.
Paul says, good morning, all. I want to be a bitch-ass minion. Don't we all? Rabbit's Foot Raider says, audio sounds great.
Oh, perfect.
We love that.
What's up, Jimmy Jeff?
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Swaggo. Can you hear okay? Yeah.
Make sure you eat that mic tonight there, Jeffro.
Like it's a sandwich.
There we go.
Hey.
Much better. There we go. Hey, Chris.
Hey, baby.
Yes!
What's good, cutie? Miss you.
Is here.
What's that?
She's in the chat. I thought
Oh,
she was here.
yeah.
It's only been a hot minute since we did a live show, so let's go ahead and kick it off. Episode number 293 of Raiders Fan Radio. Woo!
Turn it up. Here it comes. All that Raiders info and takes coming at you right now.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murf's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
It's a great cause. It's a great cause. Turn it up. Here it comes. All that info and takes coming at you right now.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Love you. We'll see you in the Hall of Fame. Wherever, forever.
When you have great coaches, that happens to have great coaches, you get great players, you have a great organization, and you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Way up the middle. Intercepted Louisiana at the 50. High running back. Oakland football. And I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play.
Well, I love this team. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio. Take it away, guys.
It's not quite there yet. It's still running the intro, so. That was when we were testing it earlier. It was already partially a part of the way through. Partially part of the way?
Are you hardwired? You hardwired? Are you wired?
No, but we got their private Wi-Fi line. So we tested it earlier and it worked really good. Yeah.
Nice. I was wondering what kind of speed you need.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Hey, what's up, Raider Nation? Appreciate you joining us, Raider Nation, for this episode number 293 of Raiders Fan Radio, coming to you live from the Red Phone Booth in downtown Nashville.
Yeah.
Shout out to Red Phone Booth people.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Much respect.
Much respect. Appreciate our good buddy Josh helping us out by setting us up here down in the Mafia Room. of the Red Phone Booth, and appreciate CPA Joel. Give it up for CPA Joel for setting all this stuff up.
He's not even here to get his
He's
flowers.
not even here to get his flowers, but that's okay. We'll get him a cocktail or something. We'll be all right. But we appreciate you, Raider Nation, joining us. It's been a hot minute since we did a live show, so it kind of means we don't know what to do with ourselves. I feel like what is that? Is it Ricky Bobby when he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands? Like I don't know what to do, standing
We're
here doing a live show
that's
with
going on.
all of our besties. But anyway, so I guess we'll just talk about the Raiders. So we got a lot to get to tonight. We've got a ton of Raider news to get to. We're not going to be giving away anything tonight, so it's just going to be a whole bunch of Raider talk. And so as you can see there on the camera, I don't do this show alone. We've got an amazing, amazing panel tonight to bring in that amazing Raiders talk, starting out with the man that adorns the left-hand side of the table in which I'm standing at. He is my best friend and yours. He is, what's your name? Swag Jeff.
It's styling and profiling.
Hey, Swaggo.
Hey, man, how are you?
Good, bro. How you doing?
Oh my gosh, just having a cocktail, just enjoying life, and here at the Red Phone Booth, having a freaking blast. And we got more people rolling in here. I'm so fired up for a live show, man.
Oh my gosh.
Like this is, and it's been forever since we've done a live show with good audio quality and good video quality.
I know, right?
And stuff like that. Like what a beautiful thing this is. And so we don't do this show alone.
No.
We don't do this show alone at all. So to my left over here, please welcome my best friend and yours, Michelle Swag.
Hey, Michelle.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. This is such a super cool spot. Like,
Right?
this is legit. Yeah,
it's
I
super
like
fun.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. And so, so we got good drinks, we got good food,
Yeah.
we got great company. And so not only do you got the three of us,
We are back! We are back!
And we're the three best friends that anybody could have. We're the three best friends that anyone could have. We're the three best friends that anyone can have. And we'll never, ever, 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 ever leave each other.
and so
That may be the whitest thing that we do. Of all the things in life that we do, this is the whitest.
but guess
Yeah.
what? We didn't find Doug, but we found QB Jeff.
oh, let's go!
What's up, QB Jeff?
Not much. I was just walking down the street and I saw you pop out of the Red Phone Booth, and I'm like, I gotta come inside and check this place out. man. This is
Absolutely. What do you
awesome.
think, man? Kind of fun,
Oh,
right?
it's incredible.
Yeah, it's
It's
cool.
incredible. In the Mafia room, it's Paisans.
Come on.
Right now.
Forget about it. But yeah, so it is. It's great. It's like a speakeasy kind of thing going on. It's really hard to find, like on purpose.
Yeah.
Like
Kidding.
so they make the place really hard to find. But the food is fantastic. The drinks are like these signature cocktails and stuff. We've had a blast, man.
And it's called the Red Phone Booth, and you literally walk into the
It's
building
so
through
cool.
a Red
Yeah.
Phone booth. You
Yeah.
got to have the code, and you
Gotta
punch
have
it
the
in,
code.
and you pick up the phone, and they answer it, and they let you in.
It's so cool.
Perfect. It's so cool.
So cool. All right. So appreciate all of you joining us tonight. Appreciate everybody that's in the chat room.
Yeah.
Swaggo, who do we got in here tonight?
Absolutely. We got Tider Raider. We got Trinidad, Paul, Raider Dad, our buddy Josh is in there. My dad is in there, speaking of Raider Dads.
what are you-
Yeah. And my wife
call
is
him
in
Swagwood?
there. Yep, Swag Dad. Matix is in there. Melissa B is in there. Hey.
I don't even know about your life.
Hey. Raider Jeff's in there. CPA Joel, who's standing right here, too. B. Al, let's see. PGF Raider, Paul? Hooligan Nation, Robert Pena. Man, we got the whole crew, dude.
Oh my gosh, everybody's in there. So
Lot of
appreciate
Jeffs in there.
It's Chacho's in there.
What is
double,
that?
Double
It's
nine.
Chacho. Oh,
Wow.
nice. Oh,
Double nine.
Nice.
He's the Niner fan.
Okay, hold on. Let me tell you. So double nine.
Okay.
So he's in. We're not going to disclose exactly
Okay.
who he is, but I will tell you this: we've got an insider in the San Francisco 49ers organization.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
and this is going to kick off a lot of our
Tell us about
discussion.
your life, Niner fan.
Well, what I did was I called in some of my content. We got people back
we know
home.
people.
You know,
We know people, yeah.
So I had
I got a
guy. We got a guy. So we got a guy. So I called in some. I called in some favors. Right, made a couple offers, and so we got somebody that's inside the building there in now Santa Clara. So this guy. He's got opinions, and he's got opinions about the Niners and about Jimmy G.
Okay.
And so I've got a text here directly from this guy that we're going to read later, which is going to kick off our discussion about Jimmy Garoppolo, which we want to pick QB Jeff's brain on for
Good.
sure. So appreciate you, double nine in there, and please, keep yourself, confidential there, anonymous.
Yeah.
Anonymous. Maybe double nine is maybe indicative of something. There you go. All right, so speaking of single nines, there's a single nine in our show episode tonight.
Yes, there is.
And our episode number is 293, and we always take something significant within Raider Nation and tie it back to our episode number. And
why you say we? Well, you got a mouse in your pocket?
It's the collective we.
Oh, the proverbial we.
You know, one of us, me, used to do this before you came on the show.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I know.
Well,
Yeah,
now
you did it with
do
the easy stuff with 1 to 99, and then I took over when it got harder.
Once we hit double nine, and then our guy was like, all right, that's it. No more.
That's it.
No
So,
mas.
so absolutely. So each and every episode, I take a significant moment within Raider Nation related back to the episode number, and I got a couple for you.
Oh,
got a couple for you because why not? You know, so this is episode 293. So the first one we're going to be highlighting a guy from 2004 to 2012. We're talking, of course, about defensive tackle Tommy Kelly.
Oh,
yeah, Tommy Kelly.
Dude.
Yeah.
Him and Seymour were kind of beastie in the middle.
Just a little bit. So, so in his,
I too am beastie.
I don't need to know about you.
You just had, you couldn't let that one go.
It was just too easy. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh! So in his Raider career, he had 45 tackles for loss, which is pretty good, right?
Yeah,
that's
very
good.
It's more
That's
tackles
good.
for a loss than you got.
But well, that's true. 45 more. But solo tackles, he had 293 solo tackles.
Yeah. Nice. Give it up for TK.
Absolutely. And so if you didn't like that, which I don't know why you wouldn't, we're going to be taking it back, like all the way back.
Like, how far are you going back?
Like 1960.
Dang it! Every time I do that, I want someone to say, when I say, "How far are you going back?" Someone to say, like. Wait, now we're going to take it back. How far are you going back? Way back. And it goes a little something like this. Hit it. Remember from Gangsta Gangsta? From freaking NW?
Yeah,
Sorry, Jeff.
my bad.
These two, the
We
Jeffs
missed
are,
that.
Jeffs
I
are
missed
too
that,
young
yeah.
to know what's up with
I
that.
should have known.
Come on, Michelle.
I'm sorry. I feel bad.
All right, that's okay.
Next time.
We'll get it. We'll get it.
So we're taking it back.
We'll take care of it in post.
Yeah. You post it up.
You want another shot at that one, Jeff? Are we rolling? Okay, and action.
Okay, go ahead.
We're going all the way back.
How far are we going back?
Sorry.
I totally forgot already what you said.
Damn it!
I blanked. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. We're all going to listen to NWA when this is over
we've
and
lost
get you up to
18,
speed.
we've lost 18 viewers.
That's okay.
So it's
We're the dog whistle of Raider Nation.
that is
Either
true.
hear it or you don't.
Yeah.
And 3 people are listening. So we're going back to 1967 to the Raiders' first ever Super Bowl appearance.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going, and it's just a simple stat, man. The Raiders gained a total of 293 yards in their first ever Super Bowl appearance.
I like that one.
Salute, Raiders.
You know what? I love it that you brought up Super Bowl 11, Jeff, because we are actually going to talk a lot about Super Bowl 11 tonight.
No, that's not Super Bowl 11, though.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
The first ever Super Bowl appearance. We didn't win that one.
Oh, 67. My bad. The one we lost to Green Bay.
But, we can respect that because that game, soon brought in John Madden, right?
Absolutely.
We lost a couple of Super Bowls, and Al Davis said, "Okay, we're done."
Just one.
Well, okay,
just one. Yeah.
We didn't need to lose but one for them to bring in John Madden.
That's true.
That's all we needed to do.
That is true. So before we get to contact info, just want to absolutely make sure that we acknowledge our good friends at Fansided. Thank you to the folks at Fansided and Just Blog Baby.
Yes.
We are the official Raiders podcast, and so definitely if you don't frequent those websites and great writers over there, and appreciate the work that they're doing at Just Blog Baby. And so we appreciate the Fansided folks for giving us all the opportunities they do, because it allows us to generate money for our foundation, for our nonprofit, which is the One Nation Foundation, where we give all of our money away to Raiders-related charities, like the Bulletnikoffs and like the good folks at Raider Dad, which we will be out in Las Vegas here in just a few weeks. Wait,
a week and a half, dude.
Next week. Yeah, never mind.
That's like a week and a half, dude.
Oh my gosh, can't wait. We're going to be out there and celebrate with the rest of Raider Nation, and also help show some kids a good time at a Raider game and help them connect to their parental figures. Raider Dad is an amazing charity, and so just know this, Raider Nation, any of the super chats that you give us throughout the course of the night, even though we're not giving anything away, or if you want to directly donate, you can go to our website, onenationfoundation.net, and 100% of that money goes away to Raiders-related charities. And so we appreciate you and your support of the One Nation Foundation.
Absolutely. And speaking of support from the One Nation Foundation.
What else? What did I miss?
So, do you need a scissor lift? Do you need a boom lift? Do you need a little trailer? Do you need to rent anything?
one of those, Jeff?
So, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Well, you know who to call. It's United Rentals. So well, okay, all right, Captain, step on my toes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Uncle Mark.
Well, just keeping you on your toes, man. Yeah. But hey,
well, I've been yelled at like that on this show, and since
well, it's good for you. It builds
Keeping
character
you
every now
humble.
and then.
you're not Uncle Mark.
Yeah, man.
Mosh for those of you.
That is true. That is true. But hey, United Rentals, do that shit.
That's right.
Sorry, Captain Sensitive over there.
Ooh, hey, Raider Nation.
Easy, hot dog.
We got your old Uncle Mosh here with an updated contact info. So sit up, zip up, shut up, and pay attention.
Speaking of Mosh.
You can call
all right.
909-345-3346, or as Murf would say it,
909-345-3346.
How about emailing me? You want to email me? Email me at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast, the Twit at Twitter at Raiders Fan Radio, Insta something, Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio, the Tiki Docky Dock, TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about the Twitch? Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
Well, yeah. Good.
Oh,
that was pretty strong.
Nice.
It's pretty strong.
Mid-season
Nice.
form
Yeah,
right there.
pretty
That
strong.
was good.
Exactly what I was going to say.
I mean, it was maybe like week 3, week 4. Maybe not like middle of the
I thought that
season
was
strong,
good.
but I mean, it was pretty good.
No. That was pretty good.
Done with it?
That was a one. We're off to a
good.
1-0 start.
For
Yeah,
camp
that's-
just
we're
being
one
in
and-
session,
thank
I think
you.
that's pretty
We
good.
Hey,
just
that's
put
it,
our
man.
pads on. I
That's
mean,
it.
damn.
That's right. You got 1 week at a time, right, Mark?
That's it. That's it.
Phasing week this week.
Absolutely. So, anyways, we appreciate you all joining us here at Raiders Fan Radio as we get through our first live show in a hot minute. And so appreciate you guys joining us live here on the podcast. And so here at the top of the show, we don't do props. We don't do shout-outs. There's nothing wrong with those things, but especially when we're here in the Mafia room, we're Italian.
Thinking about it.
I got to give it a little bit of respect.
We are Metallica and we are here.
Swaggy J, Oakland Nation. It's time for a little respect. You know, respect ain't bought, it ain't sold, it ain't demanded, it ain't negotiated. It's earned. And without blowing smoke or giving shameless plugs, we want to say salute and much respect to the following folks.
It ended just like it did. It really fell flat. Really fell flat. Kind of like Derek Carr in the red zone.
Oh my gosh!
What
you
am
got
I
him
doing?
fired up. What are you doing?
It didn't take
That's so early.
That didn't
yeah.
take long.
It did
Well, you may
not
as well
take
get it out
long.
early.
You might as well get it out
let's-
early. Yeah.
Rip that Band-Aid off
that's
again.
Right. That's right. All right. So okay. This is like a little bit of mixed respect. Okay.
Oh, okay.
This is mixed respect. So I'd like to give respect to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but just a little bit.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because last time we did a show together, Lester Hayes made the senior committee list for submission to be eligible for induction in the Pro Football Hall of Fame this year. He has since not made the final 12. So Lester comes off the list. But who remains on the list is Art Powell. So respect. So you and I were we were mixed on what we thought Art Powell did at the time in which he did it with the Raiders last time we did a show. So here's the thing. So Art Powell played from 60 to 66 were the years that he played.
Right.
He did not play. I was right in the fact that he was the one that was traded for Darryl LaMonica. It was Tom Flores was the quarterback that was threw all those amazing passes to Art Powell. And I've got some stats for you here, and this is an interesting conversation. So yes, this is respect, but there's also some really cool stat lines that when we look at Art Powell and his career, there's some cool things that we can contrast to some of the greatest Raiders of all time, and even some of the modern day Raiders. So Art Powell, I didn't know this, went to San Jose State.
I didn't know.
He's
No
a
kidding.
local guy. Yeah. That's just where I grew up, San Jose, California, right down the road from Alameda, where Jeff's from. He played for the Eagles, the New York Titans, and then the Raiders. I'm sorry, it was 63 to 66. Then he went to the Buffalo Bills and then finished his career with the Minnesota Vikings. Career highlights for Art Powell: 2-time first-team All-AFL, 4-time second-team All-AFL, 4-time AFL All-Star, 2-time AFL receiving yards leader, 2-time AFL receiving touchdowns leader, and part of the all-time All-AFL team. So dude's got some serious bona fides, man.
And he's like way up there in like Raider history still in like receiving yards, right? And he played for 4 seasons?
That's my guy, Jeff. So here we go. So here's what I got for you. All right? And so you're like, and I thank you. So when you look at
so funny.
So when you look at receiving yards, we all know who's first on the list, I would assume.
Well, yeah.
Who is it?
It's Timmy Brown.
Timmy Brown, right? Timmy Brown is number 1 on the list in terms of receiving yards. And it's not even close, the guys that are on the rest of the list.
Right.
So Tim Brown has 14,734.
Only played 36 seasons.
Well, that's true. That's true. He did play from 1988 to 2003 and amassed 14,000 yards. You guys know who second is? Want to take any shots? Can we round out the top 3? I'll give you a hint. In all of these,
Fred's one of them, right?
Fred's number 2.
Yeah.
Fred is number 2. Fred is number 2 at 8,974 yards. And then number 3 is
it Cliffy?
There you go. Yeah, Cliff Branch. Yep. So Cliff Branch is 8,685. Now we're going to talk about a lot of different stats, wide receiver stats.
Okay.
The top 3 are always the same 3 guys. In that order. It's Tim, Fred, Cliff. The end.
Right.
And then the rest of them fill in from there. So Art Powell is number 5 on the list. Still to this day.
Okay.
Wow.
4 seasons.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. He's really the 4th wide receiver because 4th on the list is not a wide receiver. Anybody want to guess who it is?
Well, it'll either be. Well, I'm trying to think.
Casper?
That's a great guess. It's same position.
Okay, then Todd Christensen.
There you go. Bingo.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's Tom
Okay.
Christensen. So then Art Powell's 5.
On fire.
You are on fire.
All right. So
Let me
there's
get this guy a cocktail.
Curtsy again, right? Yeah. Level the playing
Come
field.
to me on Jimmy Garoppolo, not QB Jeff. I'm on fire. Go with the hot hand tonight. Absolutely. Gotta go with the hot hand.
So there's 5 names left on the list for all-time wide receivers for yardage. You guys want to take a shot? Anybody?
No.
Jet.
James Jett is next on the list. Number 6. Good one,
Solid.
Jeff. Yeah, good one. Number 6 is James Jett. A running back is number 7.
Oh.
It's not recent.
Not recent. Hall of Fame. We met him.
Oh,
Marcus Allen.
Okay.
Marcus Allen.
Right.
Then Jerry Porter.
Oh.
Swervin' Mervin Fernandez.
Wow.
And Warren Wells. Yes.
Okay.
Rounds it out. Yeah,
Okay.
So there's your top 10 in yards. Okay, now let's go to receptions. All right, so you know what the top 3 are. It's
Right.
Tim, Freddie, and Cliff.
Sure.
Right.
All right, then Todd Christensen shows up at 4. Marcus Allen at 5. Number 6 is a recent player. So in terms of total receptions, you think about who dominated for our team as a pass catcher in recent history.
Renfro.
Very close. It's a tight end, another tight end.
Renfro's not a tight end.
It can't be
but same era, same team. They were teammates up until
Waller?
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
interesting.
Darren
Are you
Waller.
kidding?
Wow. Yeah, Darren Waller is number 6. And then you got Jerry Porter, James Jett, then Dave Casper shows up, and then Art Powell. So interesting there. All right, then the last one I got for you is touchdowns. All right? Tim, Freddie, Cliff, 1, 2, 3, in all these categories. All right, but then after that, it's Art Powell.
No kidding.
Art Powell is number 4 on the list for
With how many?
touchdowns. Let's see. He had 50. Timmy had 99. Freddie had 76. Cliffy had 67, and Art Powell in those 4 seasons had
so hold on.
50
Okay,
touchdowns.
so Tim Brown has 90, what did you say, 99?
99
touchdhdowns.
in 240 games.
Yeah, and how many games did Art Powell play?
56.
And he had 50, like,
50
like
touchdowns.
one a game
averaged
almost,
one
yeah.
a game.
It's
incredible production.
Holy
Isn't that
cow.
amazing?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like, well, I'll finish the list and I'll give you my take on Art Powell. So then you got Warren Wells, Todd Christensen, Raymond Chester is on the list for touchdowns. Raymond Chester had 37 touchdowns, is number 7. Then Dave Casper, James Jett, and Jerry Porter. So pretty cool there. So I think that, look, we can all feel a way about Lester Hayes not being in the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, he doesn't have like monster stats other than like leading the league in interceptions and stuff like. But he doesn't have like a defensive player of the year or not that kind of hardware. Art Powell, though, in Raider history, is got it. I mean, he's right there with them. So I think it's legit. I mean, I'm thankful the Hall of Fame is at least giving one Raider recognition. We'd like to see Lester get it before, it's too late, before it's a posthumous thing. Yeah. But, at least he's getting some sort of recognition.
Sure.
So, anyways, that's my respect for the Hall of Fame and really for Art Powell there.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah. Good one. All right. So, next up, I've got the Hall of Fame. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, they're doing a listing of the greatest games ever played in the Rose Bowl.
Oh, okay.
So what would be our greatest game, I think, in the Rose Bowl would be when we beat the freaking Vikings
100%.
in Super Bowl 11, right?
Yep, 100%.
So the Hall of Fame released a little audio bite of the Raiders' win in Super Bowl 11. This is pretty cool.
Super Bowl 11 was played in Pasadena, where a week earlier, John Robinson had led USC to a victory in the Rose Bowl. Madden hoped to make it a double dip for Daly City. First, Madden unleashed Lombardi's power running game. He followed it up with Air Coryell passes to MVP Fred Biletnikoff. Snake Stabler hissed passes that would have made Norm Van Brocklin proud. The route was on. Oakland hammered home the victory with Madden's new 3-4 defense installed that year. For the first time ever, the Raiders were Super Bowl champions.
He's going all the way! Old Man Willie! John Madden's grin is from ear to ear. He looks like a slip of watermelon.
There it is. So, man, the greatness of the Raiders, man, really started to kick in on. I mean, it did for a long time with Al Davis but like that era, Jeff. Like, so let me ask you. So, you lifelong Raider fan, family all Raider fans. How aware were you? Was that like in my family? That's like whenever the Raiders came up, this is one of the games. This is the era that like my uncles always talked about, and these guys were just larger than life with all the crazy nicknames and all that kind of stuff. How much of that stuff was it like coming up for you?
No, it was the same. I mean, my uncle's been a Raider fan. I mean, he's in his 60s now, so it's the same thing. That was like those are the glory years, right? So, like growing up, obviously that was way before my time, but I would always hear the stories, and he'd talk about the names and, like you said, the nicknames and just the signature wins and Super Bowls like that. And he was one of those guys that'd go to the game and he'd have his radio earphones on, and he would just listen to the
oh, nice, listen to Bill King.
Oh yeah, I think he's got the same Raiders jacket. Things like falling apart, but he's had it for 40, 50 years.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, man, that's and it's cool. Like whether it was like going back and like reading through all those like wide receiver stats, listening to that call, listening to Bill King, in his call, and just kind of like reliving those highlights. I know we get accused of like living in the past a lot as Raider fans, and like, oh, you guys haven't won in so long and all that. But like the past few shows we've done, we've talked a lot about the legacy of Al Davis and like what it means to be a Raider and what this organization built in terms of its legacy. It really started right there. Like, and I know that they had success prior in the AFL years and with Darryl Lamonic and all. I get all that, and it's not lost on me. But it felt like, how about this? It was cemented at that point because you put a ring on John Madden's finger, you put a ring on Kenny Stabler's finger, you put a ring on the Soul Patrol and whatever. And so it was like that's it. Like that was like a really defining moment.
The thing that's cool about that whole time frame is that it wasn't really just Raiders fans. That like I meet people that are just football fans and they know the nicknames, they know the game nickname, like they know all of that. It like supersedes just Raiders fans. It's like football legacy stuff.
Right.
Absolutely. And when you even hear from older school fans that like they became fans of the Raiders because they were the Renegades, they were the Misfits, they were the black with a pirate on their helmet. Like, all those things were like so cool and so definitive and just solely about the Raiders, and so it really attracted a huge fan base. So anyways, there's good stuff there. Appreciate the Hall of Fame and that shouting out of the greatest games at the Rose Bowl. Let's go ahead and get into actually, before we get to the top of the show, let's shout out the Nation.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I want to give respect to the folks over at the Nation. So if you follow them on, we don't call what is it? If you follow them on the X, whatever it is.
That is going to be so thrown off.
Yeah, so it's the Nation, but the I is a 1, right? So the Nation, they come up with some awesome graphics. They've got cool swag and stuff like that. So they sent over one of these things right here. So it's like an 11 by 17 poster right there. It's got Max and Davante and Josh and down here at the bottom you got Jimmy Garoppolo and Jacoby Myers and all those guys. And it's the full schedule for 2023. So if you want one of those, much respect to him for sending us one of these. But if you want one of those, hit him up on the X, on the Twit, all that good stuff, and he will hook you up with one of those for sure.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. Appreciate that. Cool. And once we get into the Fan Cave 2.0, like I don't know, next year or something like that, then. Then we'll get that thing hung up.
Well, yeah.
I promise my wife's trying.
I know.
Come on,
Scarlett's doing a great job. She's doing a great job. Give it up for Scarlett. She's doing a great job. We're going to get that household. We're going to end up in the Fan Cave 2.0 very, very soon.
Got a showing tomorrow.
Right on time.
We got a showing tomorrow, and we got a follow-up showing on Saturday.
Oh, see, that's good.
We're starting to stack wins.
Let's do it. One at a time.
Just building confidence. You got to build confidence.
This house is a lot like the Raiders. We haven't had much in the last couple weeks.
That's right.
But it's all ahead of us.
Things are geared up.
100%. Today we're 1-0.
That's right.
Today we're 1-0.
Win the day. Win the day.
That's
all that matters.
All right, Swag Jeff, go ahead and hit a break, and then I got an ad for you.
Hey, what's up? It's Brockman from The Rich Eisen Show.
And it's Del Tufo from The Rich Eisen Show.
You're listening to Murf and Mosh on Raiders Fan Radio. Yes!
All right, we appreciate all the good friends of ours that are advertisers here on the show, whether it's the good folks at United Rentals, but in this case, it is the good folks at Caesars Sportsbook.
Yes.
And we appreciate Caesars Sportsbook because by being an advertising partner of us here at Raiders Fan Radio, 100% of that money goes to support of the Run Nation Foundation. And so we've got an offer for you. So Caesars, this is for your new customers. Get your first bet on Caesars up to $1,250 on any sport. All you got to do is use the promo code RFRFull when you sign up. That's RFRFull, RFRFULL. Now, this particular one, this is interesting. It's only good in Colorado and Arizona.
Okay. So Jay Jackson.
Jay Jackson. Let Arizona Raider Nation know, buddy.
There you go.
Was our guy Mike, Hardcore Raider? He's in Colorado,
Is he Colorado?
I think he's Colorado.
Okay.
Anyways, Colorado and Arizona. We have an unbeatable NFL preseason offer for you from Caesars Sportsbook. New customers can get their first bet insured for up to $1,250 by using our code RFRFull when you sign up. Not only will your first bet be completely insured, but you'll also be directly supporting the podcast, but more importantly, the One Nation Foundation. So if you haven't already joined Caesar Sportsbook community, now is the perfect time to make your move. Just remember, use the code RFRFULL during sign-up and place that first bet. The offer is only available to new customers who are 21 and over and physically present in Arizona or Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or a loved one has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700 or 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Check the episode description for the full terms of the offer.
Nobody enjoyed a good Donnybrook more than sixth-year linebacker Phil Villapiano.
This is Phil Villapiano, and you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio.
Man, I've got certain information, all right? Certain things have come to light, and, given the nature of all this new shit, this could be a lot more complex. I mean, it might not be just such a simple,
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm blathering about. I've got information, man. New shit has come to light.
All right, so we got some new shit to talk about. So we've got a lot of news going on. Training camp is kicked off. The boys are in pads. It's football season officially
Let's go,
now,
man.
right?
It's go time.
Let's freaking go, man. So excited. So it's been a minute since we've done a show, so we kind of want to kick off the discussion here with really what I think is one of the bigger moves that we've done this offseason. Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah, all that stuff. Marcus frickin' Peters. Bringing frickin' is he from Oakland or Alabama? He's from Oakland, right?
Yeah.
He's from Oakland, yeah. So bringing a guy from Oakland, man, to the Raiders has just been awesome. And so let's check in with our coach, Josh McDaniels, and what Marcus Peters brings to the Raiders.
It's an exciting opportunity, and Marcus has been a very decorated player for the entirety of his career for the teams that he's played for, and he's always been a guy that I've coached against him a number of times, and when you're playing against him, you always know where he's at because there's a chance you might not want to throw at him, and again, players earn that opportunity and earn that status, not coaches or anybody else, and he's a very intelligent football player. He had multiple opportunities to sit down and talk with him. Very bright, understands the game, really a mature, intelligent guy in terms of defensive structure, coverages, reading route patterns, etc. Very impressed with that. And he wants to be a Raider, and so it was exciting for us to be able to make that happen, and excited to put him in with our group, and I know he's eager to get to work.
All right, so there we go.
Love that.
Don't you love it? So I think, Michelle, to me, obviously the guy's got a great history in the league.
Right.
He's got a playmaking ability. I think one of the things that's so cool is the leadership that he's going to bring. Talk a little bit about that, about mentoring, because we got a young defense, we got young teamos, and overall bringing in a KG vet like Marcus Peters.
I think that's one of the most important things, because going from college to the NFL can be so trying. That's everything that you hear. So having somebody that's been there, done that, and done it at an elite level that can share the things that he knows, the little things that maybe you don't think about, having that. I don't think there's I don't think you can put a tag on a price on that. It's exponential.
I totally agree with that, and and not to mention that he's wearing 24, which I think is just a beautiful thing. And not only that, but we've talked about in weeks past about bringing that Raider legacy of old to the now, right? And folks like Max Crosby personify it. Well, Marcus Peters is a guy that not only personifies it just by the way that he plays, but also, he grew up a freaking Raider fan. He's like us. You know what I mean? So he understands the reverence of Raiders and what it means to wear that shield. So to bring a guy like that in, a cagey vet, a scrappy guy and stuff like that, a guy that's got a little bit of stank on him, a little bit of attitude, stuff like that. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what you want, right?
Absolutely. And I love that idea. He could take, because we've talked a lot about this offseason. The Raiders could take their history, their mystique, and they could impart that in whatever that needs to look like for 2023. I think there's definitely a way to do that, and Marcus Peters is a great mouthpiece to do that. QB Jeff, what could he bring to a secondary in terms of teaching, X's and O's on the field, technique, mechanics, that kind of stuff? Somebody that's experienced, what could he actually impart to those younger players?
Well, I think what he can teach them is how to be patient and how to operate this NFL schedule from training camp all the way through the season. It's so much different than at the college level. I mean, the college season, most guys, it's 10 weeks. If you're lucky, you get a bowl game, 12, 13 weeks. It's a 17-week season in the NFL, plus you got camp, plus it's just a tougher game on your body. So being able to take care of your body, the ins and outs of being a DB in the NFL, playing against the top talent every single week, I think is going to be huge for him, just dropping little pieces of knowledge on these younger players. And here's my only concern.
Okay.
My only concern.
All right.
He's 30.
Yeah.
All right. So he's 30 years old. Now, you're going against guys that are 23, 24 in the prime. I think Marcus Peters is a little bit out of his prime, but I think he can make up with that with what he's learned over the years and experience.
Because he's smart as hell, man.
He's super smart.
Yeah.
His big thing was
his anticipation is off the chart.
He played a lot of man coverage. So I'm interested to see with this defense, are they going to put him in man coverage situations, or are they going to, play a little zone where he has a little more help? So that's going to be interesting to me. And then the other thing is, he's from Oakland. He's an Oakland kid. Him and Marshawn are boys. So
they're cousins, right?
Yeah, I believe. I don't know if it's by blood, but it's fam first cousins type deal.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm hoping he just brings that mystique to the Raiders that we've kind of been lacking. I just hope he can back it up still.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I got
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it. We're the Raiders, and we've had that kind of bad boy attitude. But there's nothing worse when you got a guy that tries to be a bad boy, but he just ain't got it on the field. I think he's going to do great. I think the knowledge he's going to pass on to the young guys is going to be huge. And we need help in the back end. There's just no doubt about it.
Yeah. A lot of people on social media and stuff, especially Twitter, were thinking about could he? Oh, sorry, on the X.
Yeah, right.
Could he be a safety? But I'm like, I don't think so. I think he's coming in to play corner. This isn't a Charles Woodson 2.0 situation.
Not yet.
Well, and I think, though, but if he has a good year, I don't know if he comes back.
Oh.
Because somebody's going to probably give him a big 2-year deal. You know what I mean? Or maybe bigger than...
It just depends on what the market's looking. I mean, as we've seen with running back as of late, it could change. It could change overnight. So I hope he has a good season. But I think, like we said, he's an Oakland kid. I think he wants to stay with the Raiders.
True.
And he's 30.
And he's kind of made his money already.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
How many more years has he got? I could see him riding off in the sunset.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
That would be.
That'd be nice.
Yep.
That'd be nice. All right, so a lot to look forward to. Marcus Peters, and I'll save it. But I'm becoming slowly more and more encouraged.
Oh.
And this happens every year. You know what I mean? But I really truly felt after the end of last season, I was like, that's it. You know what I mean? I'm out. It was like in that one movie where it's like, F you, you're cool. Yeah, I'm out. You know what I mean? It was like, I felt like that. I was that guy. You know what I mean? But now I'm like,
but the expectations were so high last year, right?
That's the problem.
But now we're the bottom of the barrel guys. And so now I kind of still feel like, and I've talked about it the last couple of shows, I don't know. I think something special's growing here.
Yeah, I do
every
man.
year.
I was going to say, is it almost season?
What you said, all season last year, Jeff Murphy. You said, did you know that the Raiders are winning the Super Bowl this year?
Oh, man.
This year we are? I knew last year.
Last year we're winning it again this year.
I'm all about it. Let's go. Let's do it.
Well, I was sad sacking. I don't remember the last time we were live. I think it was in the fan cave. It was early. Like we weren't doing anything. And I was sad sacking because it just wasn't feeling good. But I know I do this every year.
Oh, do it.
I do this every year, but dang, I feel like we have a chance.
Just say
I'm not
11-6,
kidding.
Michelle. Just say
it. No, that's what when we went down and we picked the games we were going to lose. I said we were going to win 11 games.
Let's go.
I said it, so I got to stand behind. I don't know how I got there. I don't know, but who cares?
That's okay.
Who cares how you got there? Just get there.
Let's just get us there. Absolutely. Well, one of the guys we're definitely going to need to get there, or two of the most important guys. That's not named Davante Adams on our football team.
Right.
Max Crosby and Jimmy G.
Yeah,
okay,
of course.
Yeah,
and so there's a lot. Get ready, chat room, because we want to hear you on this. There's a lot of back and forth on Jimmy G. Well, we've got an expert on playing quarterback here. We've got an insider in the Niners organization we're going to hear from. But before we hear from them, let's hear from Max Crosby on Jimmy G and his ability to, on day one, he's already talking shit.
Jimmy's cool as hell. I've been here all off season with him. He's been training, working his ass off to get back. So I'm fired up that he's out there with us. Literally before practice started, he's already talking shit. So I love it. So
so good.
That's the kind of guy I want to compete against. So that's between us. But he's a competitive dude. I love him. He's a dog, and I'm not just saying that because he's my quarterback. There's certain guys that are dogs, and he's definitely one of them. So I love it. I'm definitely looking forward to competing and getting after his ass.
Love that. Absolutely. So good.
That's what you want to hear, right?
Yeah.
Well, you want to watch that press conference live. And when that thing was, when he said that, Jeff and I looked at each other and we're like, let's go. All fired up, dude.
Absolutely,
amazing,
man.
right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just something that they're not used to. Say what you will, man, about the previous quarterback. I don't think I ever heard anyone call him a dog. I don't
Not
think
that I can remember.
So if you got a guy,
it's not taking a shot at him.
But when you got a quarterback that's in there, that's the new guy coming off of an injury, all this stuff, and he comes in and he's talking shit already. Like that, I mean, like what more Raider shit do you want than that?
Exactly.
Man? Like, what a beautiful thing.
That's what I like about Michelle. That's some Raider shit.
Yeah, it really is, and I know, like, God, I think every show we're like, we're not going to talk about Derek Carr, but I feel like we're going to talk about him the whole season.
Well,
because that's just going to be the way it is for the season.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, but Scott said that on Silver and Black today. He's like, look, we're going to compare everything Jimmy G does to Derek Carr does. Let's just get used to it.
What it is.
So it's, even though I'm Mr. Declaration over here going, I'm not talking about him anymore. But it is really hard. You have 9 years of a control group, and now you got a different thing to compare it to. So it's hard not to mention him. So
and I feel like listen, I love Derek Carr, and I repped for him like forever until he was a Saint. But it's Jimmy G, and it's early too. Like, it's so early to say, but it just seems like there's already this camaraderie that's building on the same level. Not that Derek Carr was this holier than thou, like self-right. No, I don't think he was self-righteous. That was not the right word to use. But I don't know. I feel like there's just like a different level that they're all on. Like, it just feels different. It just sounds different.
The camaraderie and the brotherhood and all that.
The same thing over and over again. Maybe that's why it feels so different. I don't know. But it does feel like they're already making some sort of connection that seems really positive. I mean, we'll see. I'm really holding my question mark on Jimmy Jesus because of his history.
Well, sure, absolutely.
Sure, of course.
But I want him to go all the way, obviously. So, but I think it just feels different, and probably because it is different. It's 9 years of difference.
Absolutely. But that mentality to bring that to camp. Now, QB Jeff, you played, football at Division I. Was it Division I back then, or did they call it?
Sure was.
Okay, all right. Because now they call it what, FBS or whatever?
Well, I mean, that's just the whole Division I level entirely. They took away the 1AA and.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what they took away. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, when you were new to a team, okay, and famously you played at Laney College in Oakland, like when you were new to a team, did you ever just come in talking shit day one, or was that not part of the college experience? That's more of a pro thing to go on.
No, I mean, you definitely have to have a level of confidence about you and what you can do and your ability. I wasn't necessarily like a big shit talker until I got to like my second year at MTSU.
Okay.
Just because I feel like you kind of got to earn your stripes.
Right.
That's what I wondered.
That's
like, you got to kind of like.
But the NFL's different.
Yeah.
And he's had a proven track record in the NFL. And like you said, like Derek Carr's with us for 9 years. I truly believe he gave us everything that he had and
totally agree.
Oh,
yeah.
And I think that I personally think he's gonna take the Saints where they want to go. I think he's in the best situation. Now that being said, Jimmy G, and I'm gonna go a little monologue here if you don't care.
Go for it.
Yeah, go do it.
I think Jimmy G's a very great quarterback. I think he knows this system in and out. I think that's what he has going for him. People are complaining that he can't throw the deep ball, this and that. But really in this offense, you don't really have to. It's such a different style offense. If McDaniels is going to try and portray what he did in New England, now, whether he's going to do that or add little wrinkles here and there, I don't know. But his two biggest things to me is he doesn't have San Francisco's defense, which was one of the top in the league. Oof. So he's going to have to be as efficient, if not more, than he was in San Francisco. And number two, he's got to stay on the field. He has had a history of being injured and not being able to play the full season. Now, I think he's physically capable. It seems like he's healthy. But I think this is the change we needed at this position.
Yeah.
It's completely polar opposite from Derek Carr, which I said last year. I was like, if Carr doesn't get us to the playoffs and deep into the playoffs, I think he's gone either way because I think he's so polarizing that half the people want him and like him, but the other half want him to go, and that's fine. But I think Jimmy G can do it. I really do. Now we got to figure out Josh Jacobs' situation because he's other than Davante Adams, I think he's the next best player on our team, and the fact that we can't figure out a way to get this guy signed is beyond me, and you've seen what's going on with Saquon Barkley and Jonathan Taylor around the league. That's just kind of what the running back position is right now. But
the Jonathan Taylor situation is a disaster.
No kidding.
What a mess that thing is.
Yeah, but I've said it before. In my opinion, we didn't do much to take the offensive line personnel-wise forward. We have mostly the same guys as we had last year. Now, maybe they can get this offensive line better and do a better job than they did last year, but it was not great. I think it was 22nd or 23rd ranked offensive line.
But whose fault was that? I'm gonna buck up on you on that a little bit because the offensive line, we had the top rusher in the NFL last year.
Yeah, but
the offensive line was got to be fair, decent, and Derek Carr was stepping into pressure.
And so we heard a lot of that. Not only him stepping into pressure, but checking out of plays that he wasn't supposed to be checking out of, and holding on to the ball too long.
And that's fine, and that's a fair criticism. Do we know that to be a fact? No, that's hearsay, just like everything else. But what I do what I do know is, look at the percentage of yards of Josh Jacobs' yards after contact. The vast majority of his yards.
That's a really good point.
You're absolutely right.
And I pretty much watched every single game like everybody did last year. How many times was he making guy miss behind the line of scrimmage?
True. Sure. That's a really good point.
I mean, I don't know that every single guy is plug and play that can do what Josh Jacobs does. Now, we can't overpay and cash strap our team, but we got to figure out a way to keep a guy that wants to be a Raider.
Sure.
Who won the rushing title last year? Like we got to find a way to get that guy.
Well, they've said they've opened up contract talks with him again.
Good. They have.
So they opened him up as yesterday, right?
Yes. Yeah. What do you think the mindset is to bring it to? Because Derek Carr was he played. He didn't get hurt often. I guess what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
What is the mindset to not address the offensive line, knowing Jimmy Garoppolo's issues with being hurt? Like, what is the mindset?
I think they have faith in them.
Do they think this next
because
another year has helped?
I think Carmen Basillo is revered as an offensive line coach.
Yeah.
We saw massive improvement. Just look at Jermaine Illuminor alone and his progression and his ability to get better late in the season. Like, when you see steps towards improvement, I think that's what they're counting on. They're just counting on that thing to continue on into this year, and that's why they didn't make a lot of those changes. And I think that's where, and a lot of Raider fans kind of, gotten their feelings a little bit on the moves that we made this year in the offseason. But I think it's because the coaching staff has faith in the things that they already started to build on last year. I believe it was Jason Fitz on the Silver and Black Today show also made a mention of how he thought, if you look at a 3-year run of the Raiders, the Rich Bisaccia Raiders overplayed. They played beyond their talent, which is a testament to the leadership and the what you've said from day one, Michelle. When that happened, they were playing on emotion
wave,
and they were just riding that thing. And so, but then last year's Raiders played under their talent. How many games did we blow that we were in plenty of positions to lead? So I think that they're looking at it like, no, we're good. Like, we're okay at the offensive line. We've got these steps towards improvement, so I think we're going to go ahead and play this thing out.
Well, and to add on to what you said right there, I'm curious to know, when was the last time that the Raiders had the same starting offensive line for 2 seasons in a row?
Yeah.
Because, yes, skill is important, but also chemistry. I mean, and we heard Taylor Lewan talk about on Bustin' with the Boys before, these are NFL offensive linemen. They know their job, and they're going to do their job no matter what, and they're going to trust that the guy next to him also knows how to do his job. But I do still think that there's something to be said about camaraderie and the one unit working together. So I'm curious to see year 2 with this same setup. What are they going to look like? I mean, I'm fired up for it, honestly.
Absolutely. So a lot of the talk this week too on the X has been about Jimmy G and his ability to throw the deep ball. And I traded some paint with some people on the X this week about that, in that there's this narrative from some fans that he can't throw the deep ball. And that's a ridiculous notion.
Yeah.
The guy's an NFL quarterback. He could probably throw the ball 55 yards downfield.
Yeah.
He's got a strong enough arm. If you can hit a 15-yard out, Jeff, right?
Yeah.
You can throw the ball deep. It's because, that to me, that's where the velocity and power of someone's arm is more impressive, right?
Absolutely.
On those
the
kinds
deep
of
outs, the comebacks.
Absolutely. So when he's got the ability, so from some fans to say he can't do that. No. So here's the thing: he's not expected to, as you mentioned, in this offense per se. And it's not like the Raiders. This isn't the Raiders of old. We're not going to be sending guys on 9 routes and trying to stretch the freaking field on every play. A couple more, Connor. Thank you. Shout out Connor, by the way. Good job, Connor. So it's a different version, right? It's a different offense. Now, will he? And we're going to get to some of Cynthia Freeland's comments later when she actually talks about them doing this stuff in practice. But I want to read something to you, and I want to get your response on this, Jeff. Okay, so this comes from Double 9.
Okay.
This is our insider in the 49ers organization. I texted him. I just said, "Hey man, what's your take on Jimmy G's deep ball?" And he wrote this. From his time with us, I thought he had an underrated deep ball. The Super Bowl year, he had the highest deep ball completion percentage in the league. For some reason, Shanny stopped doing it so much, and I felt a false narrative formed that he couldn't do it, especially after missing that shot in the Super Bowl. It's not the best deep ball I've ever seen by any means, but I think it's vastly underrated, and with a receiver like Davante to throw to, he may be able to have some success with it. That was wow. I didn't expect to hear that, Jeff, when I reached out. What do you think about that?
No, I agree with him. From what I've seen, he's more than capable of throwing the deep ball, and I'll give you a pretty similar comparison. Look at Drew Brees. Oh. That guy didn't have a strong arm, but it's all about timing with the smaller guys. And that's what Jimmy G has shown at his time in San Francisco. He knows when guys are coming out of routes. He can dissect the coverage pre-snap, confirm it post-snap. And at that point, it's just being on time and leading your guy. Yeah. If you can throw a 55, 60-yard post route, which he's shown he's able to, that's all you need. He's not going to be running around like Patrick Mahomes, throwing it sidearm. That's not the style of offensive. It's all built off of timing, motion, misdirection to get guys in certain situations one-on-one as much as possible so he can throw a good ball. And then if you have the complementary running game with it, now you can't load everybody in the box. Now you can't play everybody back.
Right.
So it's such a chess game, and you got to be able to do both. And they're going to do a lot more, I think, misdirection, what they showed in New England before, in play action, take their shots deep. When you got Davante,
and you got Davante Adams,
right? You got the best
yeah.
receiver in the league right now.
Yeah,
that guy's going to go up way better than what's his name over at San Francisco, their best receiver,
Debo.
Yeah. Davante and Debo. Debo's an incredible player. He's different. He ain't Davante running routes, going to get deep ball.
And neither's Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same thing, but he ain't Davante either. Not even
heck no. And and George Kittle's pretty freaking awesome. Yeah. We'll see what Michael Mayer turns into. But here's something else that I thought about, Jeff, is that if we're taking a step back, because he's not Derek on Derek threw a pretty good deep ball, right?
Yeah, he did.
Pretty good, okay?
Except that Steelers game.
Well, yeah. and there's some lazy, he had that weird floaty thing going on for a while.
Oh, but the Rams?
But let's just think about, I think about, in the Pro Bowl when he hits freaking T.Y. Hilton in the back of the end zone.
I thought you were talking about him hitting the nets at the Pro Bowl and talking about how great he was.
No.
That's incredible.
No, I ain't talking about that. No, but I mean, Derek I'm talking about Pro Bowl back in 2016. Yeah. So Derek had, at times in his career, an incredible deep ball. That's not what Jimmy, just like what Jeff had to say, that's not what Jimmy G's game is. Can he throw a deep ball? Sure, but he's not going to do it with probably the precision and the adeptness of Derek Carr. But if he can have a better completion in the red zone and not have a 30% completion percentage in the red zone like Derek did, and instead have a almost 70% completion percentage where he used to throw it to Kittle, Debo Samuels, and Brandon Ayuk. That's where the value of Jimmy G really starts to shine. So I think that Raider Nation, let's not get hung up on the thing that he can't do. Let's instead look at the thing that he can do.
Highlight what he can do.
I mean, let's distribute the freaking ball, and especially over the middle of the field, right?
Well, do all of those things and be on the same page with the head coach. Because we've heard that maybe sometimes Derek wasn't on the same page as his head coach and was playing the victim and going, well, I thought that's what you wanted. Jimmy Garoppolo knows what Josh McDaniels wants, and he's going to put the ball there. So, yes, find those things to be excited about, and, yes, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Absolutely.
Well, the last thing I'll say is,
please do.
And that's exactly right. I think Jimmy G is going to do a much better job of understanding what plays to get into, as opposed to where it seemed like Derek last year at times couldn't get out of certain plays into other plays in certain defensive looks.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
So before we move on from and I should have brought it up a minute ago when we were talking about Max Crosby too. So you saw this on Twitter and all over the media, right, about Max Crosby and Jimmy Garoppolo getting into it at practice, right?
No,
Did you see
I didn't
this?
see that.
Well-
Oh yeah. So they said they got into it, and Max Crosby had to do laps because they were getting in each other's shit or something like that.
Okay.
And,
Good.
But and everyone was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this would happen. I can't believe Max would do this. I can't believe Jimmy's letting this happen and all that stuff. That's some Raider shit, man. Are you kidding me? You got your starting defensive end and your quarterback getting into it at practice. Come on, man. And I think they're blowing it out of proportion to media.
Of course. Yeah.
But if there's any truth to that, how badass is that? I love it.
Well, at least her tight end didn't sucker punch our DB.
Bro.
Oh, right.
Bro,
Coward.
what?
Jeez.
Tough.
Idiot.
Yeah, with a helmet on, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Brutal.
Good grief.
All right, so let's. I tell you what, we're gonna run long on time, and I want to make sure we got plenty of time to get to see fans tonight because we got some great emails and some great phone calls tonight. So let's just go ahead and jump to Cynthia Freeland and hear her comments about this offense and what to expect from the vertical game.
The expectations for Raiders Nation are always really high. This is an internationally.
I love this, but I hate that she said Raiders Nation.
Raiders Nation. What's Raiders Nation? That did hurt.
Do your homework.
Beloved team. This is not a team where people are like, hey, let's go with 9 wins. That's totally fine. That's not acceptable here. So I think the thing that will be interesting to see is how much more we see a vertical threat from this offense, which thus opens up some space, so a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage too. So you have Davante Adams is vertical and horizontal, right? And then you've got Jacoby Myers, who's a lot of a vertical threat. That's what we've seen back in his Patriots days and reuniting with his former coach, Josh McDaniels, now here. So then you have that, and then Hunter Renfrow. It's going to be a little spicy here.
All right, there we go. So I love it what she's talking about there because it's like, oh yeah, by the way, remember we got Jacoby Myers too.
Yeah.
Oh
I forgot about that guy. And we still got Hunter Renfrow. We haven't traded him yet.
Yeah.
So
Dude, I'm telling you, Hunter Renfrow, expect that dude to have the comeback season of a lifetime.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, a guy year 2 because McDaniels' offense can be tough. And we've heard a lot of people. I mean, you hear Jimmy Garoppolo say, "Man, this shit is hard." But once you get it, and you can master it, it's perfect. And you got a guy like Hunter Renfrow that is so creative and stuff like that. But he was just kind of back to basics last year. Yeah. He couldn't do some of the things that he was used to doing. And so now I think we're going to see the Josh McDaniels version of Hunter Renfrow doing those fun things.
Absolutely. So I got a question for you, Jeff. So in terms of that, so one of the things that we knew about Hunter Renfrow was the creativity that he had in route running. And so it was in that offense, with Derek Carr, it was, okay, the ball's going to go there. You get to the spot at this time, and the ball will be there, right? And it doesn't matter how you get there, just get there, right? Yeah. And so Hunter had that flexibility to be creative in his routes. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but that's the way that I understood it. Then in Josh McDaniels' offense, he's like, nope, I want you to run the route this way. And then we're going to get the ball to you on this spot. And that's where, and again, that's a fan speculation, but that's what the reports were. So as a QB, as a guy that understands how an offense works, is that something that can still be within Hunter's wheelhouse of expertise for him to excel in the offense? Or does he need to be in something creative versus something where it's all about timing and execution and things like that?
Well, I think you can give Renfrow has shown he has the ability to run choice routes where he makes the decision on the fly, and him and the quarterback have to see the same thing. And what's weird to me is last year, it almost he didn't do that. That wasn't part of the plan. Which, when you remember Wes Welker and Danny Amendola, that's all they did in the slot was option route. I'm either going this way, or this way, depending on the way the linebacker or the nickel guy is covering me. So I'm interested. I hope they get back to that because I think that's what Renfrow does best. And I think Jimmy G's used to it being in that New England offense for so long. Like, he can understand what the reads are based off alignment and what the guy's first step is. Like, I hope we get back to that because I think that is where Renfro's going to excel the most. And quite frankly, we need him. We need him to. Yeah. He's lethal on the inside.
100%.
And those clips, and I can't remember the defensive back saying for the Charger where he basically makes the guy fall down. Like, that's what he was doing in Gruden's offense.
But Gruden was like, "Hey man, you're my guy. You know, get over there, and Derek will get you the ball, right, Derek? Yep, got you, coach." And that was kind of it. Where Josh McDaniels like, "Hey man, you got to go right here," and you know what I mean? Like, it's science more than it is,
I think
jazz.
I think on certain plays, it's definitely designed. It's definitely designed like, hey, you got to be here. Like, this is a one-way route on this play, but other plays it gives Renfro the freedom to be creative and to read it. Because if you're able to do that, it just makes it so much more lethal because now it's almost like calling an audible in the middle of the play. Whereas when you run certain concepts, like a post or an out concept where like you have to go out because you're trying to pull one guy this way and that opens it up for the guy behind you. Like, it just depends on what the concept is. But I hope we get back to giving Renfro more freedom because I think he's absolutely lethal when you let him go, hey, that you're running an option route right here.
Yeah, we've seen
just go.
it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He just seems adaptive. Like, I do think this year, but I did hear that someone said that they think he's going to get traded. Like,
that's what Mo's been saying for a long time.
Mo's been saying it, yeah.
I don't know
I just
why.
would hate I don't know. I wouldn't know why.
Well, because they drafted
such a big part of.
Well, they drafted and brought other players that can play the slot, and that's why. But I don't know. I don't see it. I don't agree with Mo entirely on that
I
thing.
think he's having a good year. I think he's going to bounce back. He was hurt last year too. Like, he had the concussions,
That's true.
right?
Yeah.
I think he's a smart player. He seems like he's smart about making the shifts that he needs to make, and being completely healthy, I think, will make a huge difference.
Well, and his confidence was killed a lot last year too.
Yeah.
Not to mention his injuries and stuff like that, but like that freaking Arizona game where he coughed the ball up and lost the game at the end.
That'll
he
kill
didn't
you.
lose the ball or lose the game, but yeah.
Well, that's true. But
there's a lot of reasons.
There was a lot of reasons we lost that game. But
freaking that little munchkin running around back there for he ran for 100 yards to run 5 yards and score that final touchdown.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna get his swagger back this year.
Yeah, I think so.
I agree. Well, and to your point, Swag, earlier where you're talking about if it was true that Derek Carr, was changing the plays or doing what he wanted to do, that affects everybody else too.
That's a good point.
If he was the issue, then now the ball's not going where it's supposed to be. Guys aren't in the right, spots, or the plays aren't called to the right defense. Like, it affects everybody else. So hopefully Jimmy G, fixes those issues, and Renfro has the freedom to go do what he does best.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Good stuff. Good stuff, Derek, man. Good talk from you guys. Let's go ahead and all right, let's hit one more soundbite, and let's go to see a fan.
Okay.
We're kind of jumping around a little bit on our format, but I want to get to a couple of things because this is going to kind of put a button on this discussion, right?
Okay.
So top of the show, we like to give a little bit of respect.
Sure.
Here at the bottom of the show, we're going to talk about disrespect.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, we hadn't had this person featured on the show for a while because shout out Kay Adams, who is no longer part of she's no longer part of Good Morning Football.
Kay Adams.
Yeah.
But when she was on Good Morning Football, which frankly, Good Morning Football is not the same.
Not the same.
Right?
Not the same.
It's not the same. The chemistry's off now.
Yeah.
It's chemistry's off. And that's no disrespect to Jamie Erdahl, but she's not Kay Adams. So
That's right.
anyway,
Nobody's Kay Adams.
Nobody is. It's true.
I don't even know about your life. So let's check in with Kay Adams, and she talks about the Raiders and the disrespect that the Raiders fans are getting this offseason.
Assuming the Raiders have Jacobs, Davante Adams, and a healthy Jimmy G in the fold, I think they're getting a little disrespected right now. That's right, Raiders fans. You might be a little bit, what's going on? We don't want Jimmy G. Josh Jacobs isn't showing up. But if I'm a Raiders fan, get pissed off. Look at these odds at FanDuel Sportsbook. The Raiders are the third biggest long shot to make the playoffs in the entire league. What? I'm taking this. Are you kidding me? Sure, there's questions about Jimmy's ability to stay healthy all year long, his deep ball, blah, blah, blah. Let's not forget about the 44-19 record he put together as a starter, people. I'm not saying he's going to outduel Patrick Mahomes, single-handedly, but he could be a stabilizing force this offense needs after that disappointing 2022. So really, I think the biggest question people are doubting this team on is Josh McDaniels. Not Josh Jacobs, not Jimmy G, the J that wears the visor hat that it didn't work out with in a lot of other teams, and he did his thing in New England. Does he have it? The track record goes back to Denver, so it's fair to question. But now Josh has his quarterback, the guy he wanted and brought into the fold. I don't know if it's because I was in Italy. Do I always talk with my hands like this? I'm so sorry. This roster is loaded with talent, guys. So I'm not ready to give up on the Raiders. And if I'm the Raiders, get mad at the disrespect the odds makers and pundits are whopping on you.
All right. So first off, disrespect. She said whopping on you as a member of the Italian American community.
I don't like the terminology.
Yeah, easy with that, Kay.
That's right.
But Michelle, let me throw it to you. So by saying that we are the longest odds to make the playoffs, or the third longest, anyways, that means we're the third worst team in football. Come on now, that's disrespect.
Where's my button? That is disrespectful. Like that. I mean, we're worse than the Browns. Like I feel like we could name a crap ton. We could name a crap ton of teams. Like
CPA Joel.
Third worst. Like that's. I'm speechless. Rarely am I speechless. But what the? That's ridiculous. That's Who did that? Who said that? Who did that? Who?
That's FanDuel odds. That's Vegas bookmakers, Jeff.
Yeah,
That's why
absolutely.
Jeff's saying that freaking we're the third worst team in football.
That's so stupid, man. It's so stupid, and then
disrespectful.
it's so disrespectful. But it's just it comes with the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
It comes with the Raiders because but then on the opposite side, you see someone like the Chargers who get all the hype every single year, and then we just watched before we went live. It showed that there was like a 50% chance for them to make the playoffs this year, or whatever.
Again,
but only
every year.
But like 50%, like that's not. I mean, everyone's kind of 50-50 at the start of the year, right? But like I don't know, man. Yeah.
They do get a lot of like leeway
Every year.
That?
So
They
every
desperately want
freaking
them to
year
be
they get the run.
something relevant.
So QB Jeff, so third worst team in the league. Now as a player, okay, do you like the disrespect because puts a chip on your shoulder, bulletin board material, gives you something extra, a little bit of mustard on it, or is it like I don't know, like what? How do you take it as a player?
I mean, I definitely I put it in the back. I don't put it at the forefront, but it's definitely gives me a little more oomph to try and prove some guys wrong.
Would you rather have people saying, this team is the best versus these guys suck?
Well, I don't know what the odds were before we got Jimmy G, but from a quarterback standpoint, like if the odds got worse after I came, like I'd be pissed. You know what I mean?
True.
So it's like even so, like being ranked that low, like I would definitely, that's on the mirror.
There you go.
Let's
Maybe though that it'll help because last year the expectations were we're going to the playoffs. Like everybody,
we're winning
even
the AFC
people at the
championship.
time thought we were going.
Game,
So maybe there's some pressure that's off because. Man, everybody thought it last year. Even people that didn't typically care or think about the Raiders at all thought they're at least going to the playoffs. Like, they have a big chance. So maybe there's the chip, but also a little pressure release.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good stuff there. All right, Swag Jeff, go ahead and hit a break, and then enough from us.
Absolutely.
Let's hear from you, Raider Nation.
Absolutely.
He is fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's tied. He throws. It is.
All right, so before we jump in, I always like to live in the present, and this is episode 293, but I want to look forward to episode 294. So if you tuned in late to the show, next week we will be live back at the Murf's fan dining room or wherever the hell we're going to be doing our live show from. But we're giving away we're raffling off a signed Bo Jackson jersey. So if you don't have one of those, you want one of those. This is our last major push with the Summer of Swag with our fundraising efforts and all that
close,
for
folks.
the One Nation
We're
Foundation.
getting close.
We're getting dangerously close to that mark of us giving $15,000 to the Bolitnikoff Foundation. But we can't do it without you. So our last big push is going to be for this signed Bo Jackson jersey, and we're kind of halfway expecting like record numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So definitely getting the
Just kind of halfway.
just kind of halfway, sort of. I don't
No
know.
pressure, no pressure, y'all.
No pressure, but give us all your damn money. But no, just kidding.
Not give us, give the foundation.
Yeah, give the foundation. Give the foundation. But yeah, so yeah, we're dangerously close to that goal. So if you want to do that, join us next week. Every super chat, every $10 donation gets you one poker chip into the entry to win that thing. Or if you want to do it early, like some of our good friends do, you can.
Trinidad's already in. Big Shane is already in.
Yep, 100%.
And there are more that have already
absolutely.
submitted.
So you can hit us up, onenationfoundation.net. Click the donate button, and it's going to take you to our PayPal. And under the comment line or whatever, just put Bo Jackson. And then if you want to hit us up on the X or the Facebooks or whatever, and just let us know you did that.
Absolutely.
Also, a while back, Ebony gave 20. A super
Hey.
chat. So I don't know if we kind of missed that
Ebony.
part.
What did she have to say?
She said, sitting in the truck watching so I won't wake up Tyrone. He must be asleep.
Wake up, Tyrone.
Wake him up. He's going to be mad that she didn't wake him up, I feel
know,
like.
right?
No, maybe he's got to drive, so.
Oh, that's true. That's true. All right. So appreciate you, Raider Nation, so very much, and thank you for your support of the One Nation Foundation. And we will look forward to seeing you guys next week. And, okay, let's hear from them.
Absolutely. Are you going to press that again?
Did we do that already?
Yeah, hell yeah, we did that already.
Shit, where have I been?
Hey, more of you and less of
Really,
Murf is a good thing.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? So,
All right.
so you can contact us in a multitude
thank
of
you.
ways.
Look at this. I love
Yeah,
this.
you can do that in a multitude of ways. So you can you can call us on the Raiders Fan Radio hotline.
I'm retired.
Yeah. You can call us on the Raiders Fan Radio hotline. That is 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. And you do that and you call and leave a message 3 times. You become a made man or a made woman here at Raiders Fan Radio. Or you can email us. And do you have that email address, Michelle?
I do, but everybody listen
well, if you don't,
close.
you got to listen close because it's super complicated. So
Okay.
get out your quill and your ink pad and all that stuff and write this down. You can carve it into your dashboard as you're driving down the highway, as Uncle Mosh would say. So you can email us at show. That is SHOW@RaidersFanRadio.com. And if you email us, and I don't know amount of times, you can become a made man or a made woman as well. So we always lead off this segment with the emails. And Michelle, who do we have tonight?
Good job,
Very nice, actually. Good job, Swag.
It's in my blood.
Just
It's in my blood.
carrying it tonight.
It's in my blood.
You're gonna
Shout
need a
out,
back
Woody.
rub
Shout
from
out
Chris when
Swag
you
Dad.
get home
Shout
for
out
carrying
Woody.
the show, man.
Shout out Woody.
Swagwood.
All right, we've got Daniel Mangus, who we have not heard of from in a while.
we haven't heard of Mangus in a
Shout
bit.
out
What
to Dan.
What the hell are y'all doing?
What are they doing? I'm gonna have to send them a message.
Well, you know what Uncle Mosh would always say.
There's only one. I don't believe you.
I don't believe
I don't believe you.
You've met him though, so you
I have
have
met
to
them.
believe it. Unless one was a clone.
Valerie
Maybe
and I
one was a
both
clone.
met them. We met the Mangus boys.
That's right.
In the airport, and they were
But
at
you better
11.
keep,
remember?
But I'll
It
tell
was
you.
amazing.
I'll tell you what. You better keep the Mangus guys away from Miss Valerie.
Yeah.
Because they'll swoop in
They
and
will
steal your
swoop
girl.
in.
Oh,
They'll-
I
Mr.
stepped-
Steal
will
Your
happen.
I stepped in
Girl.
between them, and they were on the other
Good
side
job,
of
good
the little
That's,
gate. thing,
they
little
call
rope
that.
thing.
They call that double trouble. Is
Yeah,
what they
that's
call
right,
that.
yeah.
They'll swoop in and
They
take a
will.
Valerie. You know what I mean?
Ladies' man, right there. They will.
Oh, that's right. She was. She was our photographer. That's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, baby.
All right.
Gosh.
Here we go. Whoa, that light's bright. Okay, hold on. Dear
it got
RFR,
bright. Yeah.
it did. Dear RFR, the veterans have reported and training camp is underway, so it's time to start talking about camp predictions. For me, here are 3 things I'll be looking for. Number 1, can the O-line build off 2022 chemistry? For the first time in forever, we have all 5 of our starting linemen returning. Can they build on the success of last year and turn in an even more impressive season? Number 2, Jimmy G. Jimmy G has passed his physical and is ready to rock and roll. Now, can he prove that it wasn't Shanrat's genius, that he is a capable quarterback? Number 3, can Tyree Wilson dominate in year 1? And
Let's
finally,
go. We don't talk enough
yeah,
about
we
him.
haven't.
Dude.
didn't
We
even
haven't talked
mention
enough
him.
about him.
I'm
Yeah.
excited
We
to
need
see
him to be the
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Amen.
This is
Kidding,
what
yeah.
they say? He's as wide as an F-250 or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so
Holy cow.
wild.
Pretty wide.
That's pretty wide.
It's pretty wide.
Awesome.
That's wide. And finally, all eyes are on our first-round draft pick, Tyree Wilson. The dude is a mammoth of a man, but can he use his athleticism to his advantage and create pressure for our D-line? Now, on to season predictions. I have Marcus Peters leading the Raiders and the NFL with 9 interceptions He's a ball hawk, and just having him on the field is going to scare the piss out of quarterbacks. Mad Max leads the NFL in sacks and FF's on route to NFL DPOTY. Max is a beast.
Let's go.
And it's about effing time the league starts giving him his flowers. There we go. You know the Mangus are about that F word.
Oh, yeah.
They about that life.
As am I. And it's about effing time the league starts giving him his flowers.
You're a day late and a dollar short there, pal.
I'm really quick on that F word. You have to really be fast. And finally, Michael Myers. Finally. Michael Myers shocks everyone and cracks 1,000 receiving yards and leads rookie tight ends in touchdowns. And it's not crazy to think that 87 balls out his rookie year and takes over as Jimmy G's go-to target, especially since everyone will be bracketing Davante Adams after the monster year he had last year. Well, here's to the 2023 season, and finally bring back some respect back to the Raiders. Yours truly, Daniel Mangus, proud made man, 2-time Gemini Man Award winner, 1-time Saltiest Loser Award winner.
Hey, nice job. Good stuff, Daniel Mangus.
That was good. That's
Absolutely.
a great email.
Absolutely.
I forgot he was the potty mouth Mangus.
He is the potty mouth
I think they're all a little bit of potty mouth.
Everybody, all
They
the
got a little
Manguses
toilet
are
mouth
potty
for sure. Yeah.
I made him a little too comfortable.
Absolutely.
The other,
Absolutely. Hey, so
Your
before we move on to
Your
the
sister's the one that started
she really
it.
started it.
that is true.
Well, some people, Murphy's tend to be trendsetters.
I was thinking it was
Not
the
necessarily
Michelle.
good ones.
Wow, yeah, it might be the Michelle's. Hey, before we jump into that next email, I want to highlight what Paul said in the chat, and I want to give respect to Jimmy Ziebach.
Oh, yes.
So
Let's do
we
that.
talked
Let's
about
do
the
that. Let's do
foundation.
that.
We talked about all these things. So respect to our good friend Jimmy Ziebach. So Jimmy Ziebach,
Go, Jim.
he creates all of our logos and stuff like that for Raiders Fan Radio. Well, we just posted a new shirt.
Oh, my gosh. I think it's my favorite.
So yeah,
Have you seen it?
I think it's my favorite. I think it might be.
It might be my favorite. It might be my favorite too. So it's
So
our take
badass.
on America's favorite whiskey, Jack Daniels. So go to RaidersFanRadio.com/gear. Click the logo link, and it'll take you direct to our TeePublic page. Much respect to TeePublic and Christina over there at TeePublic. But right there at the top of our list is our brand new shirt. It's called what did I name it? Like RFR's Old Raider Nation Whiskey, whatever.
Good,
But that is such a badass shirt, man. So get in the mix on that. 100% of that money goes to the One Nation Foundation. So respect Jimmy Ziebach.
Hey, Jimmy Ziebach. Nice job, my friend.
He really does.
What
such
a name, Jimmy
on the
Ziebach.
regular.
Jimmy Ziebach. It's a good
Even
name.
his
man.
name is
Yeah.
badass.
Dude.
Yeah.
That logo is so cool.
It
The
is.
logo is
So
so
cool.
cool. So cool.
Real tight.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
right,
Next up. Oh, we got a new emailer.
Oh, is this new?
It's brand new.
This is brand new.
What happened?
Oh.
What'd I miss?
Something new's come to light.
There's a
I
whole.
don't know. Something's happening here.
Jeff Murphy's just over there going,
We
real
missed it."
tight. Real tight.
There's a whole Jeff show going on that we're not aware.
We're not Jeffs.
We're not Jeffs, and there's a whole
that's
Jeff
okay,
Nation
yeah.
contingent.
There is a whole
Jeffs in
Jeff
here.
Nation.
Man.
There's tons of Jeffs.
That's true.
That's right.
Well, this is a new emailer.
Good. Is his name Jeff?
His name is not Jeff. His name is actually Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
Oh,
So
hey, Aaron.
Aaron in New Hampshire.
Hi, Aaron in New Hampshire.
Fear not, Raider Nation.
Okay.
I have found the solution to the whole running backs can't get paid thing.
Oh.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Shorten the length of all rookie contracts.
That's what I've been saying.
Hey.
That's what I said in the CBA.
Fantastic
Shorten
idea.
the length and
Yeah.
make them 2-year deals for running backs.
That's what he
I'll
says.
fix it.
Make all drafted rookie contracts 2-year deals
Solo,
and make
Aaron.
players unrestricted free agents after 3 seasons rather than 4. This makes all drafted rookie contracts essentially 2-year deals with a team option for year 3. And the player has their first shot at getting paid whatever their value is in year 3. Or to simplify things even more, get rid of restricted free agents altogether and just have the drafted rookies get 2-year deals with a team option for a 3rd year.
Yeah. 100%. Perfect. That's
Maybe
it.
that makes too much sense.
That makes too much sense. The end. Yeah.
Yeah. Running backs and everyone else don't get locked up for the majority of their prime on a rookie deal. This also dramatically decreases the number of running backs and all positions on rookie deals, meaning more roster spots for veterans. But we're not eliminating rookie spots, just considering them veterans sooner. Players get more bites off the pie like the strategy Hunter Renfrow used in his most recent contract negotiation. The implications of this would be that draft picks would be devalued. They would control players for a shorter period of time, and we would see the team building strategy shift more towards trades and free agents, and all players would have a chance for a veteran contract while in their prime. Could this work, or am I crazy, or what? I think rookies would be all for this. Veterans should be for this, but if some have more, quote, what's in it for me, I had a 4-year rookie contract already, attitudes, they should still be for it after it's explained that what's in it for them is minimizing the risk of being cut or not re-signing because a rookie would be cheaper. The owners would hate this, and the players may have to concede adding another game to the regular season. Is this a win for everyone? Thanks for hearing me out, Aaron in New Hampshire.
Let's go, Aaron in New Hampshire.
Good email. That's good. Yeah.
Great job.
Very thorough, too.
First-time emailer there.
Yeah.
Email us back,
I love
man.
it.
Email
Talk
us an
about coming in
indefinite
hot
amount.
on your first email. Nice.
Well, that
Good
makes
job,
more
Aaron.
sense, too, because the running back position, their lifespan is so short now.
Yes.
You got to shorten that for running backs. You have to.
100%, dude. That's a great
It's
call.
interesting to me how they just over time got so devalued. But other,
I think his offense has changed, right?
Yeah,
that's ultimately what
I
led
guess
to
that's
it.
how it happens. But it is crazy
passing
because
league.
it's almost like not that they didn't see it coming, but how did they not see it coming? It just happened, and now
'cause,
everybody's
running
pissed.
back when it was,
Yeah.
Emmett Smith
Right.
and Barry Sanders and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And,
yeah, it's
that
like
was
elite time for them.
Thurman Thomas and that was and that's just even just recent, if let alone go back to Jim Brown and you know what I mean? Paul Hornig and all those guys. That's what dominated the league.
Well, you look at what offenses are doing now with an Alvin Kamara, where they're catching it almost as many times as they're running the ball. And then you got guys like Debo Samuel as a receiver, but they're running him Jeff Sweet, running him in the backfield. It's just the natural evolution of the way offenses are going.
Yeah.
And I think too, and I brought this up on the last show,
right? And I love what you said, because last week, and they may not have heard it because the audio was ass on the rundown. So if you missed it, so you talked about if you're a kid coming up, you're playing wide receiver that hybrid kind of position where you can do the backfield, but you can also you'd rather be Debo Samuel than Davante Adams even, or maybe
Josh
not
Jacobs.
I'm sorry, than Josh Jacobs. That's what I mean.
Well, and here's a great example of it. Bijan Robinson is that. Yep. He's the guy that's going to change how running back, and call me crazy. He's the guy that's going to change how running back is analyzed and paid in the modern NFL because he's that guy. We see him in practice, and I know it's just practice, and I know he's going up against linebackers, whatever. I get it. But the idea that he can run routes and be incredibly effective out of the backfield, running backs are going to become more Marshall Faulk than they're going to become, Emmitt Smith, because that's what's going to get you paid because you have a diversity to what your skill set.
So the position is going to morph eventually.
I think so, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's how it happens.
The powerhouse running back might go away.
The Derrick Henrys of the
Henry
world
might be the last one that you see.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, yikes. I mean, I wouldn't want to be that either. They get, I don't know, because I don't play football, but they feel like they get beat up the most of everybody.
And they get beat up the most, too.
I wouldn't want to. I'd rather be Davante Adams
What
than
I'm going to
Derrick
be
Henry.
curious to see, though, is if you get a team down the stretch that is built kind of the old style way, that can play great defense and pound the rock and chew up clock.
Like the Buccaneers and LeGarrette Blount. Or not LeGarrette Blount, but playoff Lenny. Who am I thinking of? Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, Leonard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know.
Yeah.
That formula has stood the test of time.
That is absolutely true.
So it's going to be
And then when someone's not ready for it because they've prepared for the other thing that it's morphing into, they barrel through and
just
maybe that's what happens. That is. Okay.
Okay.
What's Paul?
All right, we got to get rolling here.
We got Paul here. We got Paul.
Scribe.
Evening. Yes. Evening, everybody. I hope you're all well. The following email contains a rant. I'll let you know when it's on the way. During last week's Silver and Black Today, Scott and Mo had former NFL player Ross Tucker on the show. Nice guy and a good guest. But during his segment, he mentioned that a colleague of his believes that the Raiders are on one of the sixth worst teams in the league this year. I prefer to believe that's not true. Time will tell, I guess. The people in the know at training camp are speaking very highly of quite a few of our young guns and veterans alike. The praise is mindful of there being no pads involved for the first week, but it's very positive stuff to hear. Coach McDaniels looks more relaxed, and more than one reporter has mentioned that the players seem to be more comfortable with the scheme, and it all seems to be making more sense by the day. As I type, pads are on now in play for everybody, and we'll see what happens moving forward. No injuries, please. The one thing that keeps my positive high right now is related to the close games and the big leads we threw away last year. Coach McDaniels lacked trust in DC, and the inconsistent play of others led us to wasting so much of the season. Better control of the ball and better game management from the coaches, along with more consistency from the players, and who knows where we could have been. Ugh. That's what has been addressed this summer. The specific players have been added that can be trusted and are more consistent on and off the field. So maybe, just maybe, this thing has got legs after all. It's looking more and more likely that we are building the roster to grow together and to compete properly from year 3 and 4 of the McZiegler era. But who's to say that we aren't going to shock the world a little this year?
Come on.
Yeah. A couple of days after watching Scott and Mo, I watched a full match rerun of the 1980 championship game, Raiders versus Chargers. During the commentary, Dick Enberg and Merle Olsen mentioned, I'm paraphrasing, the Raiders were not supposed to be here. None of the experts had them close to being successful because of the turnover in playing staff, poor recruitment, and an inexperienced coach. Tom Flores was in year 2, the same as Josh McDaniels is now. Jim Plunkett wasn't the most mobile quarterback, had his share of injuries, and didn't have the biggest arm in the game. He also came to us via the Patriots and 49ers. All sounds like Jimmy G, doesn't it? Tell me again who won the Super Bowl that year? And no, I'm not getting carried away and saying that we're going to win it all. What I'm saying is let's take it to the game one at a time. Be patient and allow the roster to grow. Just like the guys in the 80s, in 1980, what are the odds on a Raiders versus Eagles Super Bowl? Thought, just in case. Right?
Love it.
Here comes the rant.
Here comes.
Okay, come on, Paul.
I've rewritten this a few times now because it's a family show, so I'll just say it like this. Oh, I knew this was coming. It won't surprise you to know that I was really angry when Lester Hayes was overlooked for Canton again. The clowns on a Hall of Fame voting committee have excelled themselves once more. This is a failure of duty. They wouldn't know a deserving candidate if they...
You said duty.
They wouldn't know a deserving candidate if they smacked them in the mouth. These inept fools really boil my piss. There is nobody left on the list better at their job than Lester was. Yes, I'm biased. But that aside, nobody can convince me that he shouldn't be inducted. That 1980 season I just mentioned should be enough to get him in on its own. The Raider hate has struck again, people. I love 10 minutes in a room with those jackasses. So after all that, I needed cheering up, and Murf did it on Twitter by posting Jack Tatum's Super Bowl tackle on the Vikings.
Let's go.
I could watch that all day. It's turned into one of the NFL's hardest questions to answer. Why is Lester Hayes not in the Hall of Fame?
Because they're stupid.
Yeah. It's beaten only by how did John Elway ever wear a face mask?
Yeah, one built in.
Seriously.
It's like an extended mask.
The only guy that can eat corn on the cob through his helmet.
Mr. Ed.
Apple in one bite, bro.
Oh, my goodness. Now that
Eat that apple from around the corner.
Come tell us about your life.
Hey.
What says he's fat?
Now,
We are Metallica and we are here.
That's not true.
I keep hitting that
Look at that damn button.
Damn button, nerd.
Let him finish. Hold up, let him
Just
cook.
press the
Hold up,
damn
let him
button,
cook.
nerd.
Oh my gosh.
okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Now that he has more time on his hands, is Elway?
I don't believe you.
Is Elway properly house trained, or does he still eat out of a bucket? Yes.
That ain't true. That's not true.
It's probably true. Things are warming up, everybody. Not long now until we get to see those fools from the wrong side of the Bay Bridge again. Stay safe, RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Polly Award winner 2019 and 2022, Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020, BRT Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man,
5 times 2 plus 1
winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Hey, good job, Paul. Paul. Oh, I got it.
I just like doing it.
Yeah, you do.
I like my version better.
Paul?
You're making up your own version now.
No, that was it.
You need to add that one to the. No, I think that was it, actually.
Paul, your name Paul?
Hello, Paul.
Hello, Paul.
My name was Paul. Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul.
Paul. Hey, Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul. Yeah, I like that one. I don't know if I've never noticed. I've never noticed that one where it goes. No, it just goes.
How have you never noticed that one? That one's so prevalent.
Is that like the what's the thing that I get made fun of?
What do you do?
The oh yeah thing.
Oh yeah.
Instead of hoo-yah.
Oh yeah. Can I get a hoo-yah? Can I get a Paul?
Every time somebody comes in the deli and their name's Paul, I can't just say,
Oh, no, you
really?
can't.
I'm like, Paul, order for Paul. Paul.
Like, why are you saying my name like
Paul's not here.
And then I do that.
And then the guy comes up and goes, hi, I'm Paul.
That's exactly what he says.
Hi, I'm Paul. We just lost all of our viewers.
Yeah, we did.
That's okay. Paul, we love you, brother.
Yeah, Paul's here.
Paul's in there. That's right. Oh,
And there's another Paul.
We got two Pauls?
Yeah, there's another Paul.
We got
there,
Paul
right?
squared?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Paul
oh my
Gaines.
gosh. Hey, Paul Gaines. Welcome to the
Paul
chat.
Gaines.
Hey, shout out the chat room, and then let's jump into the voicemails.
Absolutely. So Paul is in there. Pineapple, what's up, Pineapple? Hooligan Nation. Paul Gaines is in there. CPA Joel, who's in here and in here.
CPA Joel. Give it up for CPA Joel.
Give it up for CPA Joel.
Put this thing together. Great
CPA
job,
Joel
buddy.
put all of this together. So yeah, much respect to him. Jimmy Z-Box in here. Vegas Raider Pete's in here. Let's see. Yeah, we got the whole crew, man.
That's awesome,
Hey,
man.
can I say something real quick?
Please. Would
you?
Okay, so you that signed up that first night for the what's it called? Memberships.
Yeah.
I need you to email me, Michelle at Raiders Fan Radio. Is that where I'm looking? Or am I
Yeah,
looking
right down
okay.
that camera. No, that one right there.
Michelle at Raiders Fan Radio, please, because a lot of you said y'all have our address. I need you to send it to my email so I can have everybody all in the same.
Because
So
you've
that
got those
first night,
incredible sketch
I've got
cards.
these that I've made. They're block
So
prints
cool.
that I've made. And still, if you sign up, I'll make you one. But I need your
to the
address
first
to
100,
send
right?
them up to
Right?
the first 100.
Yeah.
Everybody green in the chat room. Trinidad, Hooligan,
Yeah.
Pineapple, Joel.
Joel, oh, I have
CPA
yours,
Joel.
Joel. I've
Here we
got
go.
yours. You can
Yeah,
have
we
it.
just,
There you go.
just hand it to you.
Yeah.
But
seriously,
Yeah.
you have to get me your address or you're never going to see this in person because I need it in my email so I can send it to you. So
100%.
And if you sign up until 100, I'll make you one. I still have the block print, so I can make it with the ink, and I'll send it to you. So
that thing is cool. And for the audio listeners, it's a cool skull with the shield. It's got the RFR in there.
So just press the damn button, nerd.
Hit the damn button, nerd. Absolutely. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
There you go. And you get one of those just by becoming a member.
But I need your address.
It's real tight.
We need your address. And we so need a clip of that.
It's real.
Just
real tight.
All right, let's get into the calls. So here around here at Raiders Fan Radio, you can contact us a multitude of ways. You can email the show, but you can call the show. Most importantly, 909-345-3346. And if we email you, or, God bless it, I'll get it out. If we play your message on the show 3 or more times, you can become a made man or a made woman around here. And so let's check in with that. We've got 3 made men. Back to back that called the show.
We love that.
Kicking it off down there in South Texas with our good buddy, Houston Raiders Steve.
Hey, Murf, Mosh, Red Jeff, Nation, made men and made women, it's Houston Raiders Steve. What this all boils down to with Josh Jacobs is analytics. You have all these people that run all these numbers and trends and everything else like that. They probably figured out that the average length of a running back, his durability goes about 5 years, maybe 6 years most. And so they figured out that he's probably not going to be as productive as he is right now after 2 years. Because Josh Jacobs wanted a guaranteed contract going into the 3rd year, and the Raiders didn't feel comfortable with doing that. And that was the impasse and the reason why they didn't sign one. He was out in the parking lot with Mad Max Crosby and everything up there, and so he didn't get the 3rd year guaranteed, and that's why we're at a stalemate right now. So I wish him the best. I hate to see him go, but hey, analytics never signed anybody, never got anybody a job. All it did is break down the numbers. How impersonal is that? The guy's giving you everything he's got, leading rusher in the NFL, and would go back to some guy crunching numbers on it, a computer and data and all this other stuff. What a bunch of hoopla. Goodbye.
Hoo-ah.
Goodbye. Oh, hoo-yah.
Good job there, Houston Raiders Steve. We appreciate you very much. And shout out Vegas Raider Pete, calling me out in the chat room there. Says, I can't believe I heard Murf say Hayes didn't win Defensive Player of the Year. He was 1980 Defensive Player of the Year with 13 interceptions.
Nice. Yep.
He sure as heck was. And that's a brain fart, my friend. That's what happens when you turn 50. All right, so next up, let's check in with our good buddy. So we went from South Texas to Jersey. And let's check in with our good friend, Rev Raider.
What's going on, Murf? Uncle Mosh in his retirement beach chair. Young Swaggo. The F-bomb aficionado, Michelle Sweat. It's Rev Raider calling from Jersey. It's been a minute, I've been just pretty much quiet, of course, off season, but at the same time, I'm just in a wait-and-see position, I'm not going to, speak ill of the new regime, speak great. I just want to see what they do. This is actually their full season opportunity for them. They had a full off season, and they're doing what they're supposed to do with the team, or what they see fit. So I'm just chilling and watching and see what they do. I'm just giving them that grace period before I voice my opinion, whether yay or nay. But definitely getting excited. I see everybody's in the uproar about, Josh Jacobs, the no contract and stuff like that. Now we're at the franchise tag. I'm just sitting back and letting the business be the business. He's not the first person that's going to hold out, and he won't be the last. So we just going to see how it plays out. One thing that does grind my gears is a lot of the narrative that sometimes I hear on TV, I hear from content creators that a running back is just an exchangeable position. Now, that can be true sometimes if you're not a dog, And so as a running back, the mindset of a running back, the more I touch the ball, the better I get, any real running back worth their mettle, and Josh Jacobs is one of those people. So for us to just say, oh, he's just replaceable, or people saying that, you don't understand the running back position. Now, I get, we could talk about it's a passing league now, but as Wasted likes to say a lot, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And you can't have a good passing game without a good running game. And especially when it comes down to playoff time and the rubber meets the road, you need that good running back that forces people to make business decisions. And we could talk about even the Chiefs, which we hate so much, but we'll talk about Pachenko, this young talent that they have and how great of a running back he is. We need running backs. So, let's keep that in mind before we always talk about how exchangeable or expendable they are. But that's all I got. Love you guys as always. Peace.
All right, there he is, Rev Raider. Good
Rev
stuff.
Raider.
Amen, Rev.
Yeah, amen.
The juggernaut.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Uh-oh.
I've got some stats.
Stats.
Oh, you got some stats, huh?
You guys, I hate this because I love everything Rev Raider said, and really contrasting back to what we were talking about with the Buccaneers, Jeff. And you brought it up, when you got somebody like Josh Jacobs, you got to figure out a way to get him in the building. That said, when we look at Super Bowls, I'm not talking about just overall success of a team in terms of the regular season or whatever. When we look at Super Bowls, the last 8 Super Bowls have had 16 lead running backs, yes? 5 of them rushed for 1,000 yards. That's 31%. 6 of them ranked in the top 10. That's only 37%. 3 of them ranked higher than number 8 in rushing, and they were all 0-3 in the Super Bowl. The last 5 running backs not named Derrick Henry to rush for 1,500 yards missed the playoffs. No rushing champion in the Super Bowl since 2005, since Sean Alexander.
Wow.
So, while I hear him and I hear that theory, and I'm not necessarily bucking against it, because there is a level of success that you can attain when you have somebody like that's a dog. But also, is it necessary to win a Super Bowl? Not so much. And that's the thing where it gets a little bit tricky.
What I would say is I'd love to know, out of those the previous Super Bowl champions, is what rank was their defense?
Oh, probably very high. Yeah,
Probably a lot higher than what ours is.
Oh, yes. No, great call out. Great call
My
out.
only contrast to that is when you don't have a great defense, your offense has to supplement what your defense lacks. You have to score more points. And when you're have an offense and you have to do that, controlling time of possession is huge. And controlling time of possession, you do that in the ground game. So if our defense isn't going to be a top 15, top 10 defense,
I doubt it.
Okay.
Probably
gotta have
18, probably at the highest, I would say.
And that'd be a whole lot better.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be
great. 18 is the highest we had in a long time.
Hell yeah.
You better control time of possession because now you're just getting into shootouts.
That's a great point.
Back and forth. And then having a great running back helps you control time of possession.
Good. Great call out there. That's why we give it up for QB Jeff. That's why we have him here on the show, man. I'm telling you. He's going
QB
for
Jeff makes me smarter, makes me football
absolutely.
smarter.
Well, running back is a quarterback's best
really
friend,
does.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For real,
Yeah.
though. Good tight end.
It helps me for sure.
Everyone loves a good tight end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's true.
Real tight. I'll see you next week.
And with that, I'm out of here. Hey, before you take off, we got to check in with Josh, though, in the 703.
Of course we do.
It's been a hot minute, and man, I'm telling you, my freaking fingers got overworked hitting the censor button on this call because Josh in the 703 is pretty fired up.
My guy.
And I love this sentiment,
Okay.
and I'm guilty of this. I'm going to say it right now, and he calls me out even a little bit, and I think in a roundabout way calls you out because I know you say this stuff too.
Good.
So I love it that he brought this up,
Yeah.
and he's not wrong. He's not wrong, and so I'm going to reconsider some of the verbiage that comes out of my mouth in reference to one Derek Carr.
Okay.
Listen to this.
What's up, fam? Try to see if we can make this a stream of fans instead of a puddle of fans. You know what I mean? I'm calling, man. I gotta get something off my chest. It's been bothering me. I keep hearing it. I keep seeing it, and it just pisses me the f*** off every time I see it and I hear it. The division in Raider Nation is fucking ridiculous, man.
It is.
When the f*** did we start telling people, oh, you don't like it, you can go to another team, to 31 other teams. There ain't no 31 other teams. There's one f***ing nation, man. We family. Family don't always f***ing agree with shit. But still, man, it seems like everyone like, oh, you don't agree with me? F*** you, go join another team. What the f*** is that? Like, this is where we are? And I don't want to hear no one say, well, you know, it's just, I don't want to hear shit about no player, man. We all grown. We can all make that thing, man. Like, how the hell you going to tell someone, oh, I don't like what you're saying. You going to be another team. Oh, you don't like where it is? Go be another team. Like, no. We still root for a team. I'm allowed to be upset about shit. You're allowed to be upset about shit. You can like it, you can hate it, you can love it. I don't give a f***, man. But we still all the nation together. You get what I mean? So every time I hear that or see that, it just pisses me the f*** off. This shit is f***ing ridiculous. I mean, man, I love y'all. Love the show. I don't always agree with y'all. Y'all positive as hell. I don't get it. I'm not gonna watch it.
That's great.
Like you said, Murf, you want someone to sit down and debate and disagree with you? I got you, brother. No problem. You might agree on something, we disagree on something. I got no problem saying what I feel. You know what I mean? But I just can't, man. It just rubs me the f***ing wrong way, bro. I don't get it, man. I don't know why this happens. I mean, it is what it is. It just makes it. I just got to get that off my chest. I was pissed off about it. But you know, hey, training camp started, and Handicap G is in the building. Apparently, he's good to go for the training camp. So we'll see how it goes. But man, I'm ready for some football, and man, y'all see.
Oh my gosh,
dude.
That was epic.
Brought the freaking fire, dude.
Brought that, dude. That was so
That
good.
was good.
So real quick before we give him a Sizzler award, because look, I know that's always your call, but he gets it. Like that was amazing. Let's go real quick because we got to get out of here. Give me like your immediate response to that, because I think he makes some amazingly good points.
Yeah, he makes amazingly good points. If you're like, you have to be realistic. Like, if you are for the Shield, you're for the Shield, because a lot of people are so for maybe not just the Shield, but a particular players. And if that's the case, just follow that player. Like, be a fan of the NFL. But if you're a fan of the Shield, be a fan of the Shield and the players that we have currently on the roster. I think, what is it, like August, the end of this month, we go to 53. Whoever those 53 are, ride hard for them, period. That's it. But no, I totally get that. And what he said, hold on, he said, y'all positive as hell. I don't get it. I totally get that because I do sometimes think like we have those silver and black colored glasses.
100%.
But what the hell else are we going to do?
Well, but then he
no,
followed it up with saying, but I'm not going to stop watching.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And thank you for Josh for watching the show.
That. Yeah, I love that. But yeah, I feel him on that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, there's a difference between, being upset and still coming together as a Raider fan and then those other people. I mean, yeah, and the people that I'm talking about, those people that are just ride or die, like you said, for one person, But yeah, we can all disagree. I mean, everyone should be pissed off. I mean, hell, I'm pissed off. We ain't won shit since we went to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we can be pissed off and we can voice our opinions, but at the end of the day, we're going to come together and we're going to just root for these Raiders, man.
Absolutely.
And Raider Nation should be on the same page. That's the other
100%.
thing. 'Cause I think Scott talked about it. I was listening earlier. He was talking about how like the division is really wild and
crazy.
On not Twitter, X. It's real. Like sometimes I stay away from that because sometimes. I saw you get attacked. I'm like, holy shit, man! This dude, I think he's called y'all hoes or something. Like,
he called us hoes,
which was the nicer thing because I was a gobbling clown. And Jeff is a bitch ass minion.
Like that is so aggressive.
We're gonna get shirts that say GC and BAM
like
Wednesdays 4 p.m. 7.
That's incredible.
Yeah, but that's just wild to me.
Yeah, I'm just going to say I think it's just a microcosm of where society is today. And I'm not
amen. That's what Scott was saying.
A wise Jedi once say only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Hey, man, brother, let's go.
Let's go, dude.
And you can not be happy with what's happened, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Voice your opinion, and that's okay. At the end of the day, we all want the Raiders to win the Super Bowl.
Amen, brother.
That's it.
That's it.
Yep,
That's it.
100%.
Let's go. That's
it.
right. That's right.
That's it. No, absolutely. Also, shout out to Trinidad because he sent me an email with his address.
Oh, perfect. Hey. Good stuff
He's
there.
like,
So
give me that blog print.
appreciate you, Josh, and the 703. Great job, my friend.
Yeah, that was a great call.
Yeah, that was good.
I love that.
Sizzler. We are Metallica,
Now
and we
you
are
can press
here
that button.
for your
There it is. Fine, yeah.
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Come on.
Real time.
I appreciate you, Raider Nation, joining us here for this episode of Raiders Fan Radio, live from the Red Phone Booth here in downtown Nashville. What? That's all the woos we get? We got more woos in there?
Come on, this is Nashville. What are we doing?
Oh my God! Yeah, right. This is the city to woo in, right? But
Absolutely. Hey, respect to everyone in here. Hey, respect to caller Greg in Tennessee, who has made it out here. Yeah, hey, caller Greg. Hey, I'm going to tell you, we're going to make you next show.
Next show,
we're going to make you.
Next show, my guy. Next show. I'm going to make sure.
Am I a made guy now that I've been to an on-site podcast?
We're going to get you next week.
We're just out of time tonight, but we'll get you on the next.
Yep.
Yeah. Appreciate you being here, Greg.
Hey, and thanks to everyone in the chat. Tony Shepard, Trinidad, B. Al, Paul, Pineapple, Vibrator, who's in the house here tonight. Yay! Respect Vibrator. Vegas Raider Pete, Paul. Let's see. Wyo Raider, Tider Raider. Move to Tennessee. Bro, what are you waiting on?
You already got a Domenico's here.
Everybody say your goodbyes.
I appreciate y'all, Raider Nation. We love you guys so very, very much. Thank you to QB Jeff. Thank you to Swag Jeff. Thank you to Michelle. Thank you to everybody that's here joining us at Red Phone Booth. Support the One Nation Foundation at OneNationFoundation.net. Go Raiders. We love you guys.
Hey, hit that like button before you leave.
Hit the like, subscribe. Week from tonight where we raffle off a signed Bo Jackson jersey for the One Nation Foundation on behalf of all of us here at the Red Phone Booth. Thank you very much for joining us for another episode of the Raiders Fan Radio Podcast, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Don't forget, boys and girls, what happens in Vegas started in Oakland.
Go
Good night, boys and girls. We love you. Eat at Domenico's too.
See ya. Adios, malingerers.
Goodbye.
Peace.
How do I turn this off?
Turn the shit off.
I don't know. We're still
Turn
live.
this shit off.
Wait, we're still
Yeah,
live.
it's still on.
Yeah, there we go.
Everybody
Hold on.
watch your mouth.
Okay. Don't nobody say fuck. 'Cause we're
That-
still